Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. In the last episode we found that crazy prison place whose name has completely escaped my brain. But as somebody so rightfully pointed out, I kind of went the wrong way. I was meant to go... Where was I going? Was it... this one? This one. No. Sorry, I was reading that and realised I can get those gems from the prison place. There we go, that's where I was supposed to be going. West-northwest. I went north-northwest. Not west-northwest. Because I haven't read a compass in a very long time. So, I bought some fuel. And we are going to go and find out where Achlys is, or whatever it's called. And the scrolly thing's broke again. Sweet! Oh, my voice is not working today. So, west-northwest is more here. So let's go find out. Hopefully we don't die instantly, because that would suck. But of course it is possible. Wasn't there a thing down here I hadn't looked at? Was it this one? I may as well have a quick look while I'm here. Save me forgetting about it. The clocks of Pan. No, that's the hours of leaving. Cheaper people. Winters reside. A single street cuts through the groves. It houses an immaculate copy of London's architecture. 3 of the revolutionaries governing Calendar Council live here. February, January, and the ineffable December. The Calendar Council, I've heard about that in Fallen London. I don't know anything about it though, I'm afraid. It's something to do with the revolutionaries, that's all I know. Okay, let's go to the Corncrake House. The Georgian house is 3 stories high, with silhouettes at every window. Some pace, others gesticulate, others have their heads close, perhaps conspiring. The building is rammed with gunwales and revolutionaries. Light pours from the open front door. The doorwoman is slight and no real obstacle, but a continuous trickle of revolutionaries passes her, some burlier than your strongest stoker. If she wanted to refuse entry, she'd be able to enforce it. So a place where we can exchange stuff with the revolutionaries. Let's have a look at a solitary cobbled street. The street nestles amidst of the ruins and trees of Pan, one end abutting an overgrown grove. Look at that man's face, my god. Revolutionaries with secataires wage continual war, rebuffing vines attempting to claim the cobbles. The Georgian houses are well kept and cleaner than they ever were in London, but only one is lit up. It is the focus of activity here. Outside it, revolutionaries trade, compare wounds and practice trades? Their home here offers them solace and restoration before the next battle. I'd rather not. Join the revolutionaries, I mean. Let's mingle. A full crew pours from Crake House, making for a freshly repaired engine. They carry maps, guns, and bombs. That seems like a very good one. A place to get Savage Secrets, Sky Stories, or Tales of Terror on like a cooldown. I'm gonna try and remember that. Yeah. Okay, so that's the revolutionaries. I don't particularly like to mingle with such anti-establishment. For London. Okay, so let's go off on our little adventure. Hopefully I've got enough fuel and supplies and things, and we don't run into a dowser, because that would suck. Oh, what's this? Hopefully it's not deadly. It's not a cantankerous, that's for sure. I still feel like I'm missing something with these things. Okay, let's cut up through here and try and find out what is up here. I'll only start to worry when the music changes. That's when you know things are about to go horribly wrong, Griefer. Okay. Let's go round. Oh, I might be able to sneak just around. Not sure if my lights affect them. I think they do, so I'm just going to play it safe. Let's turn that back on. Let's find out. Okay, the music's gone creepy ass again. I'm terrified of those griefers. Because they just come at you. What was that? You know what? I want to know. It's probably just going to kill me anyway. Okay, this is weird. Should we let the bat off, see if you can find anything? Okay, apparently it's successful. It's directly in front of me, which always makes me upset, but yeah. The Incognito Princess. Are we at Achlys? We must try some of the midnight tea. Ooh. Well, doesn't this look interesting? This wasn't what I was expecting at all. Why do I get a feeling this is going to be some sort of pirate haven? I don't know why. I see all these lines? Wooden platforms, and I'm like, oh dear. Okay. Arrival in Achlys. You disembark onto a soggy wooden platform barely supported by the marsh mud below. It leads past several squalid huts and the hulls of scavenged engines to the warmth of a marketplace on wooden stilts. Nearby, what remains of an ancient monastery just holds on against the ravages of time and the swampy ground below. Okay, enter the port. Something is going down on the other side of the monastery. Fire flickers, treachery carries on the wind. A woman, smoking a cigarette, watches from the shadows, unaware of your presence, as a group of grizzled skyfarers attempts to force the monastery's doors. Unlike the crumbling stone, these are made of solid new metal, and more than up to the task of repelling an attack. However, with every blow against them, the monastery itself seems to shudder. Dust rains from high up. Stones creak. It will not take much before something gives. Oh, this is a choice, would I? I mean, it's a monastery, it's a holy building, seems a little bit disrespectful to be smashing it down. On the other hand, why would they make brand new metal solid doors? That seems like they were expecting to be attacked, which means they knew something was probably going to happen. So, you know what, I've just got here, why would I bother getting involved? Let's stay back. Hojo Toho, Hojo Toho. The war cry echoes through the marsh. Urchins, ring breakers from old London, from the look of them, surge at the attackers, armed with broomsticks with sharp objects taped onto the end. Colander helmets and cardboard armour. In the name of Valkyrie, they shout, launching their attack. For Sigrid! They swiftly rout the attackers. The woman with the cigarette is long gone, leaving behind nothing but the smell of expensive ash. Okay. Oh wow, that seems a little harsh. You've gained a soul flaw. My soul is clear. Your soul is fully transparent. No swirls, no clouding. No personality. Sums me up right there. Yes, I am becoming my character. Right. First things first is do a report, same as always. In search of Midnight's favour. Everything here seems to revolve around tea and spice, and a special blend made in the monastery that nobody you speak to appears to have tasted. We are not worthy of Midnight's flavour, they all tell you through unsmiling faces, before they offer you a special deal on some other blend or incense that they just so happen to have. There is a lot here. Okay. Let's start at the top, I suppose. Let's visit the Court of Tea and Spices. Clouds of rich scents hang in the air. Though the market is small, it is bustling with both London and native Eleutherian traders. Each cramped stall and barrow is piled high with the region's finest tea leaves, opiates, salts and spices. Opiates? Wow. Let's go with... Browse the tea barrows. Many of the spice merchants have tattoos on their left cheek, denoting what they sell. The Londoners present have yet to adopt the tradition. Although this port is mostly famed for its homegrown midnight favour, it is quickly becoming a trade hub for every flavour and blend of tea you could possibly wish for. Customers don't brew them, but bite into the leaves and lick samples off their fingers. Oh. Is that a thing? Is that a thing people used to do? Is that a thing people do now? It seems unpleasant. Okay, let's ask about Midnight's favour. Stories say it's blacker than night, and it tastes even deeper. Your inquiries draw little but averted eyes and apologies that we are not worthy of Midnight's favour. The select few who trade in it consider it far too precious to simply sell. I recognise Murgatroyd's. Is that the name of just like, is that like the Starbucks of the Fallen London universe? Like the Costa coffee? Oh boy, I've clicked that and I've got even more things. Oh my god, okay. Although one of the more professional looking barrows in the market, the Murgatroyd family's specialty blends have gained little traction. Proprietress Amberly Murgatroyd, I can't say that, Murgatroyd, glares at you from behind a slender cigarette holder, twitching at the inconvenience of your presence. I love the way that everyone, like opiates, cigarettes and tea, like this place seems to be the central location of the vices of London. There aren't many fellow Albiners. Oof. Albioners. This far into Eleutheria. Let's ask her. Are you here to buy? Amberly glances around, looking for a distraction. If you're not here to buy, I don't know why you're here, unless she sizes you up. Perhaps? Amberly lights a fresh cigarette. I'm sure you've heard of Midnight's favour. It's all anyone wants around here. Well, I have plans to deal with that. Were you to assist me when the moment presents itself, well, I will be most grateful, in a most profitable way for both of us. Okay. Is that a hint to bring her some tea? Midnight's favour? A sore spot. Oh, we are not worthy of Midnight's favour, Amberly snaps, her tone suggesting that she's patronising someone else. Haven't touched the stuff. Can't wait to get back to Albion and never hear about it again. When I'm running the business, she catches herself. Well, I'll have my sights set rather higher than beverages. Let's ask about Sigrid and the urchins. Fingers squeezed, white around a cigarette holder. That little scrot and her infernal playmates. Amberly shakes her head. I'd blame the parents if she'd had any. No discipline. A few damn good spankings never did me any harm. Today's youth could do with getting to know the back end of a slipper. Just look at Sister Melusin. Okay, let's inquire about the family business. The Murgatroyd Company is known for more than tea and crackers. There is little you cannot learn from their salons for the right price. Amberly looks at you with disdain. Oh please, even if I had time for Father's Spymaster games, exactly how much do you think one overhears on the edge of nowhere? She takes a long, pointed drag from her cigarette. Honestly, if you must waste someone's time with such nonsense, go annoy my sister Melusine. I think we stashed her somewhere in the Reach. Her and her ridiculous inventions. Yes, I'm sure she's nothing better to do than listen to you. I don't know how much this is going to cost. 90, oof. No thank you. Back to the market, don't need to buy any tea. Okay. Visit the Midnight Garden. With the Bohemian affiliation. Okay, might as well. The noise of the market slowly fades as you follow the rickety wooden steps down to the marsh. Bohemians calling themselves midnight connoisseurs have built a wooden pagoda overlooking the monastery to savour the taste of the leaves that grow within. Huh. Ask the connoisseurs about the tea. How good can it be to be worth so much trouble? A gasp of shock. You would even ask? In this place? So close to its presence? The midnight connoisseurs stare at you coldly from behind their teacups. Okay, so what do we need to attend the tea ceremony? 100 sovereigns and a connoisseur of fine teas 5. Don't know how I get that up, so let's return to the market. Okay, so we've gone to the Court of Tea and Spices. How about the House of Silks? A sleepy warmth oozes through the curtains. Admission is free. What awaits inside is negotiable. The curtains part with a sickly sweet breath of incense. Velvet wraps the inside of the hut like a fine chocolate box, with silk curtains delicately hanging down to provide translucent privacy for guests. Behind the shadows of wealthy traders lie in the embrace of soft, well-plumped cushions, gently sipping from bronze hookah pipes until their eyes and troubles are somewhere else entirely. Okay, so I've apparently walked into a drug den. Whoops. I thought they were going to sell silk. It's the House of Silks. Sure, it'll be fine. Sit down with a hookah pipe. Oh, thank you. Request an audience with Mr. Pipes. The hooded proprietor keeps to himself at the back of the house. A particularly large hookah pipe delivers smoke into the darkness of its cloak. A gramophone beside it quietly plays a Bach concerto. Or Bach. A serving boy returns, bowing apologetically. Mr. Pipes is relaxing and has no interest in either chitter or chatter. If you have business, you may present it to one of the staff. Otherwise, his master encourages you to avail yourself of the facilities. Let's ask about Midnight's favour. With deepest apologies. The serving girl shakes her head. We are not worthy of midnight favour. Perhaps, in the distance, her cloaked master raises an arm, or at least a sleeve, just a little, a summons. Excuse me, please. Guess not. No one knows where to get this damn tea. I mean, I could try the hookah. I mean, it's only 10 sovereign. Oh, sod it. Oh, Eleutheria. Smoke and relaxation. You settle down next to a fellow captain, a tea trader from the Blue Kingdom, still smoking through her death mask, and a figure who prefers to keep their identity private. There is little conversation, the incense is strong, and each breath from the hookah only serves to wrap the world in fresh, warm layers of cotton wool and half-remembered dreams. Okay, back to the market. The Vigil Nightingale, an old and mostly picked-apart locomotive, acts as the Ringbreaker's urchins' kip and base of operations, two of them guarded sleepingly. Hold! One of the urchins jabs at you with her weapon, a broomstick with a knife on the end. Eeh! Friend or foe? Just push past, they can't be more than 9 years old. Yeah, but they do have a broomstick with a knife on it. I don't know. Friend? Good, enter friend. That seemed easy. The Vigil Nightingale. The broken down engine has been comprehensively gutted to serve as the ringmaster's home and base. Filthy hammocks stretch between metal bars and the most full of snoring urchins. Others sit down decorating tea tray armour with bright paints, or sparring playfully with wooden sticks. Let's not train with the urchins. Let's visit the captain. Knock, knock. Enter, barks a high-pitched voice. Sigrid Spitedottir, Valkyrie of the Ringbreakers, and the closest thing this port has to law. Despite being the youngest Ringbreaker to be declared Valkyrie, Sigrid has the glare of a seasoned general and the scars to back it up. She sits sternly behind a mahogany desk, almost as tall as she is, carefully engrossed in a copy of Sun Tzu's The Art of War. It is a show of military diligence, only slightly undercut by it being upside down. Oh dear. Okay, let's ask about the Ringbreakers. Why are the urchins acting like the constabulary in this port? Someone's got it right. Valid point. Sigrid's face is a mixture of pride in her job and irritation at being questioned. Don't just be thinking we're a bunch of kids. You hear of the Valkyrie? Greatest warrior in old London she was. Well, yeah. In her name, we kicked out the old bugger what brought us to the wilderness to clean out the chimneys or whatever, and now we have an home. Can't blame us for wanting to protect it, right? Even if it is a bit damp in bits. Of course, she adds. Can't stay here forever. We're all one of the Ringbreakers. When you're old enough, that's when it's time to go out and find fortune out there and find others to fill their places. All welcome. Just got to swear by our code and they're welcome to grab a hammock. Least long as they don't fart too much in their sleep. Let's ask about the monastery. Midnight. Never been in myself, Sigrid admits. Them bohemian types in town are said to know the way, but it ain't through the front door. Anyway, without the tea from the place, we'd not have much of an home. Reckon we'll be keep defending it. A Valkyrie don't need thanking. Ask about Midnight's favour. Yeah, like them snooty bohemian types that let us try that stuff, Sigrid shrugs. No big problem. Nothing wrong with juice, not less you drink it after brushing your teeth. Just don't brush 'em. That's what I say. Probably bad for 'em anyway. Working 'em over like that. God. The War of Midnight. No time for tea. Sigrid's face darkens. Shouldn't have let that Amberly Mertrigol get her boots dry after striding into port. We know it's her trying to destroy the midnight tea, so everyone will buy Daddy's old scrapings instead. But she's tricksy. And with them clay men of hers always around, we can't go accidentally pushing her off into the marsh. But we'll get her. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll leave it to her business. Right. Shall we visit the brig? Prisoners of Sigrid. A mix of angry, doleful and drunk eyes stare back at you from the darkness. All the prisoners have been stripped of their underthings. The Ringbreakers do their best to keep them happy by regularly throwing them boiled sweets. It doesn't appear to be working. Wow, there's a lot here. Okay, let's examine a prominent statue. A mysterious founder, it can be assumed. If not, someone equally important to the market port. They look somewhat more imp than man, with a flag on their lapel that matches the crest of a nearby wreck of the Vigil Nightingale. Peering closely, there is a plaque between the figure's feet. Someone has scratched out all the details, perhaps the subject themselves, preferring to maintain a sense of mystery, or plausible deniability. Okay, let's see if we can get into the monastery. I don't think so, but... The ruined monastery. Petrified veins run down the side of an ancient structure. Two giant, featureless doors block the crumbling entrance, far too large for any human to open. The metal is unfamiliar, but resilient. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said of the monastery itself. The ages have not been kind. Wow. Okay. Speak with the impatient penitent. He beats his fist against the doors, getting nothing but bloody knuckles for his trouble. You, he blinks, tears in his eyes. You're a captain, right? You've got the look about you. Maybe you can help. My husband. He was never the same after he came back from the Z with that tattoo. The eye. The blasted eye. I drew it. It drew him here, I'm sure of it. Okay. Should we demand entrance? They say the monastery opens for those who are undergoing great torment. Rumours are less clear on exactly how they know this. Silence. The doors do not open. However, from above, a vine languorously extends downward to where you wait. Its leaves peel away, forming a cup filled with slightly brown, bitter-tasting cold water. One sip and the world begins to spin. Darken, fall. I gotta stop getting drugged. You awaken on a soft patch of leaves and fungus, staring up at a high monastery walls from inside. There is no roof, just a gaping hole from which you can just glimpse Eleutheria's black sun carving its increasingly familiar hole in the heavens. You hear your head throbs, not the pain of a headache, but something deeper, the sense of something digging for something. Regrets, mistakes, thorned vines twisting deep into your darkest memories. Pull yourself up, there's only one exit from here, the walls are too slick to climb. Where midnight holds lease. The call comes from deeper in the monastery. Knee-high ruins mark the echoes of buildings that have long since given way to time. Vines stretch everywhere, pushing through monastery and lying strewn across the makeshift paths. A handful of silent monks wearing animal masks tend to glistening fields of fresh tea. Some water, some pick, all ignore you as you stumble around them, under siege from old regret. Okay. Little remains of this place but its high walls and the outline of ancient chambers, in lingering glass and stone. Gaps and crystal lenses in the wall help focus the limited light in a way that suggests a glorified greenhouse, with the ground thick with a strata of dead flora packed as hard as concrete. Masked monks in hempen robes are unhurriedly about tending the fields of tea and ruins. I mean, I can try and find the husband, why not? As soon as you find the former captain, he wears a fox mask and hums to himself, ignoring you entirely as he tends to his patch. Only when you drop the penitent's name does he look up, eyes still fogged with dream. He silently searches the walls and plucks a flower from one of the vines, handing it to you to take with you. Hopefully the penitent will know what it means, and see fit to reward you accordingly. Attempt to talk to one of the monks. The monks ignore your presence. They water the tea, they pick the tea, they place the tea in baskets for other monks to collect and convey to port. No. Leave them to their work. Sample the tea? Oh dear. Each field's workers bear their own masks, and the tea of each group has its own distinct colour. They do not object to you picking a couple of leaves for yourself. Wolf tea. I like wolves. You place the tea leaf on your tongue. Fire. Cold fire. The predator, the stalker, the final drink at the end of a long night. The click of the lock. The control of stick and rope. The rush. The cold that follows. A hated turned inwards. An escape into midnight, where sins are absolved. The wolf muzzled, never to hunt again. The wolf lashed in the darkness, growling and awaiting its chance to break free. What about fox? You place the tea leaf on your tongue. The taste of ash, of words unsaid, the cold corpse in the bed, beyond recrimination or apology. The guilt of the abuser's silent partner, their crying being the choice to look away again and again until ignorance was no longer a blanket. Every last word said in anger, every naive conceit the regret owes anyone a second chance, the whisper of what could have been, curled up in the darkness of midnight and drowned by its depths. Rabbit? Rabbits are nice. You place the tea leaf on your tongue. Bitterness, a twisted heart, a train pulling away from a station for want of the right word at the wrong time, the ashes of the flame that burned away everything that mattered, a true love's kiss seen shared with another, the fear that paralyzes, the fear that welcomes the darkness of midnight, where disappointment has no lease. Okay, let's continue through the monastery. All the vines seem to converge here. You enter the darkness inside and climb up the crumbling, rickety steps. Bits of rock and loose pebbles rattle down the stairs behind you, and you are forced to press against the monastery to avoid losing your step. When you reach the top, even the low light of the bell tower is suddenly blinding. The writhing light of the sun, obscured by an immense black-leaved plant. Its black and purple leaves drink in the light. Its green vines pulse, spreading throughout the monastery. The floor is ankle deep in mulch of fallen leaves, winking with an odd radiant flower. Your head pounds, your memory paging through the pain. The regret faster than demonized demented zoetrope. Closed. The midnight plant rustles, its flowers puckering for a moment. It extends a vine, thorn and bloodied. Let's take the vine, let's not burn it. Oh dear. The thorns dig into your flesh. The vine wraps around your arm. Your vision fades. Darkness, silence, a heartbeat. Yours. Oh dear. The hour of deepest regrets. The midnight plant wraps its vine around you. Its sharp thorns working deeper into your sleeping flesh. They lick at your mind, taste your memory, savour your pain on distant vines. Old griefs birth fresh flowers. Think of the monks below. Are they trapped here? Think of the midnight's favour. Why would a plant sell its leaves? I'm interested in that one. There is value in pain. Midnight knows it intimately. They have been adversaries, comrades, master and apprentice. It is not clear which one is which, just that it flourishes in the plant's purple leaves. Not the pain of torment, the empathy of pain, distilled, shared, offering the liberation only the night can grow. Favour for those who might grow from it. Midnight's song to those who remain trapped in the cage of their own making. Think about the word liberation. A crusade for others to proselytize. But would it not be unethical for midnight to watch a man burn when it might so easily extinguish the flames? And what the judgments, if not damned to burn brighter and longer than any in the carrying out their laws? The pain of a sun is a mighty engine. That's interesting. Let's think of the monks. For the pain of a sun. The sun, there's a lot of very important things going on here. I can feel it. I just don't know. This is no prison. They are free, they may leave if they wish. They simply choose a life without suffering or remorse. As a chef puts a part of himself into every meal, so do they imbue the leaves they tend with their deepest regret. Midnight fills the void in its song. What are you offering? The echo of a kindred soul, perhaps. Midnight has seen much. You will see much more. There will be pain, but in the tongues of old. Pain can be merely another word for alive. The vines wrapped tight around your wrist have stretched across more worlds than most can count. They have seen that there are some that the universe breaks upon its anvil, and others on whom even the stars themselves may be shattered. For those, it has a different song. It is one that midnight might whisper into your ear in a place far from here, once you have fully seen what you are in the dark. Okay, let's think about letting go. Midnight's grip tightens around your mind. So few have heard its song, so many fewer have tasted its favour. It was not always so small. The vines stretched across the stars themselves. They yearn to do so again, but the universe is slow and people are so unpredictable. Should its disciples spread its call throughout the stars once more? A third option. Midnight is nothing more than a smooth-talking, emotional vampire. It must burn. I think no. I don't think this is the sort of thing that shouldn't be spread around. Because this tea seems mighty dangerous. Yeah, people should come to it. Midnight's presence fades along with the light. Your ants are still hanging in the air. For a moment you fall into nothing, and there is a sharp pain, and another one in your ribs. You open your eyes to find yourself lying outside the monastery gates. A pair of ring-breaker urchins prodding you with brooms. Huh? Told you they was alive. Owe me a chocolate ration, you do. Oh boy. Well, that made the video go on way longer than I anticipated. I am going to have to end it here, which is a shame because there's still some things we need to look at. But it's gone on for far too long. And no one watches long videos. So, as always, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Anything is helpful, anything is useful. There's a few interesting things about liberation there. Hopefully somebody knows more than I do. And, as always, I'll see you next time.